Okay, looks like I am live and no one's here yet. Much like my life. I am forever alone. uh, I'll wait and see who turns up. I'll just let everyone know. Hey, what's up, Tahilum? Yeah, thank you. Happy 100th. Yes, 100 subscribers. Thankfully, not age. I haven't reached that point in my life yet. Yes, over 100, even better. Yes, definitely. Even though I don't particularly care about the views or the subscriber count, it helps. It at least helps broaden, have a larger reach to everyone. So if it helps, it helps. But I just like to just talk about whatever. Complain about Bendis. That's what people love from my channel, apparently. Power Rangers and complaining about Bendis. I don't know. How have you been, to heal him? Haven't talked to you in a few days. You don't like Bendis' Superman or Action Comics? Agreed. I don't like him either. You know, I saw you saw my review, right, of Superman #3, and you know how I said, this is going to be a first for you, for everyone else that's going to catch up on the stream. Oh, hey, what's up, Smaxo? Thanks for coming. Thanks for celebrating with me. So this is going to be for everyone. Huge news for everyone. I'm no longer picking up Bendis. Superman Action Comics, screw him. Action Comics has been completely boring. It's not interesting to me. And Superman has gone from the 3 issues we've had of Superman, it's gone from slightly good to pointless to meh. And just now it feels like a chore to read Superman and Action Comics when it shouldn't be. When Tomasi and Jurgens both had the titles, I always wanted to read the next issue. With Bendis, I don't. It feels like a chore. So I'm not picking up Bendis anymore. I'm not touching that shit. That's from every month I spend on that, that's about $14.50. With that money, I can buy roughly 5 Alterna books or 4 Alterna books and have them all bagged and boarded. With that money, I can actually put my money to actual good comics. I lost faith with Bendis since Man of Steel #3, Smaxo. I will say with Bendis, Man of Steel, for some reason, that last half, he just died. I'll give him that. The first three issues of Man of Steel, regardless of issue #3, he brought in his A game, or A minus B plus B B minus game. He did better than most of the stuff he did at Marvel throughout the recent years. But then from 4 to 6, it just started to die, and it's just like, yep, this was kind of expected this to happen with Bendis. So screw Bendis. I'm not picking up Bendis anymore. I don't care. My whole rule of you have your first story to sell me on it. I don't bother. I'm not gonna bother with that anymore. It's not Action Comics is not interesting. Superman has fluctuated from slightly good to pointless to meh. So I don't see why I should bother picking it up. Smack. So the only thing I actually like from Man of Steel is that Fire Inspector. She is actually an interesting character. Like I wanted her to be built up to be like she's Superman's version of Commissioner Gordon. So you know how you have Batman and then Commissioner Gordon, he's with the police, he helps Batman, he's kind of the liaison for Batman. So with like I think what was her name, Moore, I think Inspector Moore or something. She would be Superman's equivalent, but instead of being with the police, she's in a different emergency service. She's with the fire department this time. And she was actually an interesting character. It's a shame that Bendis really doesn't do anything with them. Hey, what's up, Vash? What's up? Bendis became, well, let's see. I think I missed that. Go back on there. Bendis became a hack ever since he crossed Miles Morales into the main Marvel universe, in my opinion. Yeah, although I will say his first 5 issues of Invincible Iron Man were actually good, but then as soon as it started going into Civil War 2, that's when it became just an absolute dumpster fire. Yeah, that's the problem with Miles. Miles only works best in the Ultimate Marvel universe because he's his own person. He's the only Spider-Man there. Peter Parker is dead, and he took up the reins, took up the mantle to continue his legacy, but also be his own new Spider-Man. So when you bring him into the 616, there's nothing new about him. He's not original because there's still Peter Parker. You still have the Amazing Spider-Man there, and then you have 20 million other Spider clones. So, but speaking of Miles Morales and going into one of the topics of the stream, Marvel has been announcing and DC have been announcing some new series, some new titles starting in December. One of them happens to be a Miles Morales solo series, Miles Morales Spider-Man. It is written by Saladin Ahmed and art by Javier Garron. I'm probably not going to pick it up because Miles in the 616 is not interesting. If you send him back to the Ultimate Universe, he could actually do better work there. But also, it's written by Saladin Ahmed, who his recent stuff isn't good. Exiles and the Quicksilver miniseries, they're not particularly good works. They're pretty bad. Black Bolt, I actually did like his Black Bolt. I'll give him that. I'm not going to lie and say he actually hasn't done something good. He actually did a pretty good, at least in my opinion, a pretty good Black Bolt series. But I don't know. On him on Miles Morales, and I saw the cover. The art for the cover doesn't look that good. And apparently with Miles, they're going to go with a Peter Parker route with Miles. It's just like, oh, he's going to deal with his life as being a superhero and a high schooler, but it's going to be in a more modern setting. It's going to be classic Spider-Man in a modern setting. It's just like, can you do something different with Miles? He's not the whole point of Miles that he's not a Peter Parker clone. He's supposed to be his own person who just happens to be Spider-Man. Hey, what's up, Eric? Think of how awesomely anti-American Miles will be in his new series. Given it's Marvel, jeez. Let's see, did I miss any? But didn't Supes have Maggie? Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Superman had Maggie Sawyer, but Maggie is just forgotten now and again. Like, she was there at the kind of the beginning of the Rebirth run of Action Comics with Jurgens, but then she kind of just disappeared. So I don't think a lot of people know what to do with Maggie Sawyer anymore, unless maybe if she's there with either Renee Montoya or Batwoman, then I don't know. Vash, did they manage to? They did manage to resurrect Peter in the Ultimate Universe, and then retired from the Spider-Man mantle so he could live a quiet life with MJ. Yeah, I did hear that. I was a bit iffy on that because they resurrected Peter, and it's just like, is he going to be Spider-Man again in the Ultimate Universe? But I didn't know about that last part that he just retired and quit life to live with MJ. So if that's actually true, send Miles back and he could still work as Spider-Man, because even though Peter's alive, he's not Spider-Man anymore. He's effectively retired. Eric says Salamine Ahmed will make up for that cop-loving Spidey in the new video game. Jeez, I saw the articles about that. It's just like, oh, Spider-Man's a cop lover and all that. It's just like, he's supposed to work with the police. You've never read Spider-Man before? He works in the boundaries of the law. Of course, he's going to be like helpful towards the police and all of that. Let's see. Eric says Maggie Sawyer used to be a total badass in her own right, without her sexuality having anything to do with it. But yeah, that's from what I've heard. Yeah, Maggie used to be a total badass, and it's a shame you don't see more of those, like, of the side characters as well. I know Maggie was in Supergirl, and she was just boring in Supergirl in the TV series Supergirl, not the comic. And so yeah, that's the first one. So there's a new Miles Morales series starting from December. Miles Morales Spider-Man. I have no, what's up with these, like, this is the third, like, recently, of this fresh start line at Marvel. This is the third one that's had the main character's name and then their title within the actual name of the comic. So you had Tony Stark, Iron Man, Riri Williams, Ironheart. Now it's Miles Morales, Spider-Man. It's like, is this just going to be the new status quo? If you give somebody a new series, you give them their civilian name and then their superhero name. It's like, here, this is, well, they kind of did that with Captain America. They did Captain America Steve Rogers, and then like Captain America Sam Wilson. Yes, Max. So Marvel's Fresh Start, where we give every book a fresh start every month. It's not a fresh start. It's just it's creative team. It is essentially creative team musical chairs with recycling, is what Marvel's Fresh Start is. It's nothing has changed. It's still the same status quo. It's very rare to find an actual good series from Marvel, like, you know, stuff like Venom and Daredevil, some of the miniseries as well, like Cosmic Ghost Rider. It's very rare, and all of the A grade titles, a lot of them aren't that good, or they're just meh. Who knows? It's Marvel. It's just like, we're not going to expect a huge change in Marvel right now. I know when like CB was first announced, everyone expected him to go straight in, clean everything. Marvel is now saved, and look what happened. He started to cancel a few titles, and then it's still the same Marvel. Don't forget Horrid Ice. The Iceman has a mini. Thank God it's actually a mini series. But to be fair, I didn't want him to have another series as well. Like, the thing is, if you're gonna relaunch a title, don't give it to the same writer. Because if if that writer couldn't stop it from getting cancelled, it's obviously the writer's fault. Give it to someone else. Same with Unstoppable Wasp. It may have a different artist, but it still has Jeremy Whitley, I think his name is. Iceman should be put on ice. Yes, Maxo. Yes, definitely. When is the National Treasure Gabby Rivera getting another? But please, God, no, Eric. I know you're joking. Please, no. Gabby does not need another series. Oh, hey, Marani. Yes, thank you. Happy 100. Yes, for my favorite Santa Claus. I am. Moving Slot from Spidey to Fantastic Four and Iron Man. Yes, it is a fresh start, but that kind of belongs in a little box, not to read. His Iron Man, I'm not touching, and I know you're not touching it either, Maranya, since you're a huge Iron Man fan, and it's Slot. He has a tendency to break everything he touches. Fantastic Four is a mixed bag. Despite pretty much the first issue being misleading and kind of ruining Marvel 2-in-1, I did like the first issue of Fantastic Four. The second one, I've seen people saying it's good. I've read it. It's okay, but you finally get the Fantastic Four together in the last 2 pages, and it's very underwhelming. There's no huge fanfare. It's not like, oh my god, the Marvel's first family is finally back together after 3 years. They're finally back together. You know, the team that started the Marvel Age of Comics is reunited, and there's nothing big comes from it because the plot demanded it. So issue number 2 was mixed. Let's see. Coming soon to a book near you, Gabby Rivera's Gabby Avengers with Captain Gaberica, Iron Gabby, and Gore, God of Gab. Oh God, please no. I know you're joking, but this seems like, you know, if someone from Marvel was listening to this stream, it's just like, oh holy shit, CB, I have an idea. Oh God, no. Yeah, you are, Mariah. Yeah. I'm touching Iron Man, so you all don't have to. And I have the Iron Man stuffed doll where I can point out where Slot did bad touches to him. Yes. That was similar to me. I was reading Superman in Action Comics, so you didn't have to. And for anyone who missed out, I announced I'm not picking those up anymore. I'm done with Bendis. Action Comics is not interesting. Superman is constantly a mixed bag. So I'm done. I am done with Bendis. I'm not picking up either of those titles anymore. I'm just sick of Bendis. Get him off the titles. Get rid of the whole Jinx World stuff. No one likes it. It's bring back an actual good writer. Bring back Tomasi or Jurgens on Superman, or at least someone who knows how to write Superman properly without deconstructing him. Hey, what's up, Hame? Let's see. Oh yeah, Sandwich Boy himself, Kieran Shake, yeah, calling Slot a racist. Ugh. Oh yeah, because Slot called him out on his shitty writing. Well, he works at CBR, so of course the writing is terrible. Jinx World is Bendis' own creation. Even if it is his own creation, the huge majority of Jinx World titles that have come out have not been interesting. And DC made the same mistake that Marvel did and put them on too many titles at the same time. Even though Jinx World is most of the titles are miniseries, he's doing all of those stuff at the same time. And look what happened at Marvel when he was on too many titles at the same time. There was a huge drop in quality between those titles. So moving on from that, there's a mini series coming out from Marvel, which is Winter Soldier, a 5-issue Winter Soldier series, which will be written by Kyle Higgins and the art by Rod Reis. I haven't seen any of Rod Reis's art before. I saw the cover to Winter Soldier. I don't know if he did that. It pretty much looks like for some reason he looks like Nick Fury cosplaying as the Winter Soldier. Like just from the face, he has the very like Nick Fury looking face. I don't know, but Kyle Higgins wrote the Nightwing miniseries, the new Order in DC, and he also is more well known for writing the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger comics, which are amazing. So that might be a consideration. Like I don't particularly care about Winter Soldier, but it is being written by Kyle Higgins, and he is a good writer. He's a great writer. So, and it's a mini series. I don't have to invest in a lot, which is good. And then the next series coming out is X-Force, and X-Force is getting another series. It will be written by Ed Bryson. The art will be by Dylan Burnett and Pepe Larraz. And from the premise, it sounds like from the premise, it looks like that it's essentially almost reuniting the original lineup for X-Force, but this time instead of Cable, it's Kid Cable. From the premise and from the team, it definitely looks interesting, but the main premise of it says that it's following out from the current X-Men event, Extermination. So it feels like, do I have to read Extermination in order to read X-Force? Like, I don't want to do extra homework to start a series. So X-Force, like Ed Bryson did the first run of Cable during Legacy with John Malin, and I really did like that. It was actually good. It was a good. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. It's a good series. I did like that Cable run. So X-Force is on the consideration pile. Yes, there we go. Kid Cable. How empty is the idea jar at Marvel? It's Eric. I mean, have you not seen what Marvel has been doing in recent years? The House of Ideas is completely empty. It's the house of recycled ideas. Let's see. Did I miss anything? You don't want to do extra. It really smacks out. Yeah, you had to go for that, didn't you? No, but to answer that question, no, I don't want to do extra homework. Uh, it's like if how would I say this? It's similar to what happened with Halo 5. That had a lot of stuff tying into it that you had to read, you had to watch, or you had to listen to in order to understand everything within the game, the complete story within that game. It's like, no. Optional. So with X-Force, it's just like, do I have to read Extermination if I want to pick up this series? Uh, Eric, I haven't read any in continuity titles since 2000. Well, I don't blame you. Let's see. Marvel is being run by Jar Jar Binks before he became a beloved character in Star Wars. I mean, was Jar Jar ever a beloved character in Star Wars? He was one of the most hated characters before Rose Tico arrived. Don't think is that how to heal him? Is that how it works? It's just like you start off as the most hated character, and then when another hated character arrives, you just become you're now the most beloved character. Yeah, pretty much Mariah. Yeah, Jar Jar calls the Empire. He put Palpatine in place. Yeah, he is the true villain until the last two movies. Then who made them is the true villain. Yes, pretty much. politics in the Star Wars franchise is really weird. He he was acting on behalf of Senator Amidala. So why would he have complete power? Like, how would he have all of her power in order to approve anything? That was such a dumb move. So, but breaking away from the new Marvel titles, there's also some new news. The Vision mini series, 6-issue mini series, written by everyone's favorite Mockingbird writer Chelsea Cain, and also by Mark Mahon and art by Ord Kosh, has been cancelled before it's been released. Good one, Marvel. You've cancelled a series before it even released. To be fair, no one really wanted to read a Vision series by Chelsea Cain. I just find that absolutely hilarious. She announced they have already done 4 issues and it was cancelled. That is absolutely hilarious. Like, and the thing is, is going to be apparently like another revamp about his family. It's just like you're just redoing King's Run essentially. Like, I know a lot of people liked King's Vision series, so it's just like you're following on from King, so eh. That's exactly, Moran. Yeah. Big bullet dodge there. Tom King did the best take on the Vision family ever. No need to revisit that. Essentially, why would you need to revisit that? And Chelsea Cain is a hack of a writer. I mean, Mockingbird was terrible. I didn't even read it, and I know it's terrible. Yes. There's 2 that made me laugh. Jeez. Yeah, Smacks the dun 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 dun. Yes, the curb memes. Yes, and yes, Erica. What this is Affinity most foul. Chelsea Cain is a visionary writer. Yes, Armin. Yes, ask Mockingbird about her failed agenda. Yes. That's so hilarious. It's like if it was going to be cancelled, why would you announce? Why would you approve of this series if you're just going to cancel it? Marvel, what are you doing anymore? Honestly, like, remember, uh, I'm gonna bring up some terrible memories for you all. You know that Dazzler one shot by everyone's favorite Mags Visaggio? If you didn't know already, that was supposed to be a Legacy series. It was supposed to come out a month after Legacy started, but before it could even release a number 1, it was cancelled. Funny that it got cancelled. Like, no one wants a Dazzler series, and then they re-released it as a one shot, and they used the same cover. Like, they're very lazy with that. Let's see. I think CB approved of the series because of the pressure from Armanard, but Ike and the publisher probably balked at it. Probably, yeah. Like, Sana Armanard is like the true EIC of Marvel. She's got CB's balls in a vice grip. It's like, listen here, fake Asian man. You're going to approve of all of these diversity series right now, or else I'm going to be very mad. Anyone else looking forward to Mags's picture of Spider Girl? Oh, jeez. Oh no. No. Is that? No. I know you're probably joking, but this is Marvel we're talking about, so I would not be surprised if they approved of a series like that. And it's like, look, it's Peter. It's Peter, but he's a woman this time. This is very original. And Rich Johnson released the fake name to get CBT. Pretty much. I mean, look, CB was canceling titles left and right. It looked like he was actually making some good decisions at Marvel. Then, as soon as the Akira Yoshida stuff came out, he just bowed down to to the true shogun, the true shogunate, the Sana Amanat, pretty much. But moving on, we're on to DC's new titles. DC is, you know, Marvel's got new titles, so does DC. DC has announced two 12-issue limited series. uh, Eric, no, I'm not. Mags wants to do that story in 2018 at Marvel. I'd say she has a 50-50 chance. It's Marvel. She probably has like a 99% chance. But anyway, DC has announced two 12-issue limited series. The first of which is a Martian Manhunter series, which will be written by Steve Orlando, the art by Riley Rosmo. Now, this is when I initially heard this. It's like, good. We definitely need more of Martian Manhunter. I did enjoy the previous series that he had during DCU that last year of the New 52. I did actually enjoy that series. It's good to see he's getting another one. Until I saw the premise, and apparently Orlando describes it as a re-examination of the character's origins and emotional journey. It's just like, please don't tell me we're getting a rehash of Martian Manhunter's origin. Oh my god. Can you just make a story? Like make a Martian Manhunter story without having to revisit his origins and to re-examine it? No. Like the second half was actually something that was interesting. Like Martian Manhunter will return to his civilian identity as Detective John Jones to solve a murder as it presents possible connections to his home world. Everyone should read the Martian Manhunter American Secrets Prestige series, says Eric. Is it good, or are you trying to troll everyone? I don't know with you, Eric. It's just you can't pick up sarcasm in a written sentence but I don't know with Steve Orlando. Steve Orlando is a mix. Sometimes he can do good stuff, sometimes he does bad stuff. Like I did like his Midnighter and then Midnighter and Apollo series. They're actually pretty good. They were interesting. JLA was a mixed bag. His current one with New Age of Heroes, The Unexpected, is I dropped that. It wasn't good in my opinion, and I didn't see the point of continuing to read that series. So we'll see. Steve can do good stuff. Steve does bad stuff. Let's see. It's mixed, but I think the whole point of it, him just like to re-examine his origins, is like we don't need another relook, rehash of someone's origin story. Or again, it just seems lazy. Okay. Eric says it's an outstanding series. Okay, I'll take your word on that. And the next 12-issue limited series by DC will be the Freedom Fighters. The Freedom Fighters are getting another series. This time it would be a look into 2018 Earth X, where the Germans are still, the Nazis have still won. They're still ruling. So it seemed from the get-go, it seems like the previous history with Earth X is not continuing at all. Like from what I read up, apparently the Freedom Fighters won, so Earth is no longer ruled by the Nazis, and hooray! But it seems like this is just going to disregard it. The Freedom Fighters in this one will be, the lineup will be Human Bomb, Black Condor, Doll Woman, and Phantom Lady, while the most iconic of them, Uncle Sam, will be missing in action and will supposedly return one somewhere later on in the series. It is written by Robert Venditti. The art will be by Eddie Barrows. Robert Venditti, I do like his writing. Hal Jordan, great. Hawkman, loving Hawkman. Damage, I've been liking Damage. So I don't know, it's a mixed bag. Just like when I saw the article, it's just like, I think it was Newsarama had the article, and it's just like Nazi punching. I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ. Like, I know it makes sense in the context of Earth X. It's an Earth where the Nazis, the Germans, won World War II. So it makes sense as but it's just the current political climate that just made me go, oh Jesus Christ, please no, please no. And it's set in a 2018 Earth X, so be set in the current year. So who knows? But I don't know. Freedom Fighters, even though I do like Robert Venditti's work, I don't know. Freedom Fighters just doesn't seem interesting to me. So I don't know. So from all the stuff all the new titles that were just announced today, X-Force, consider maybe. Miles Morales, not going to touch. Winter Soldier, consider maybe. Vision is cancelled, who cares? Martian Manhunter, maybe. Freedom Fighters, probably not. Trump is now ruling Earth X. Oh, Jesus Christ. If I don't know, Rob Venditti doesn't put in a lot of that, lot of political stuff, but I don't know. If it was Mark Waid, on the other hand, oh boy, he would if Wade was allowed back at DC, and they got him to write this Freedom Fighters, Wade would go absolutely ballistic in it. Like, having read his Captain America, yeah, Wade would we would see more of Wade's insanity. Let's see. Vash says Star Wars Resistance represents everything I hate about Disney, and down to the announcer who was like, only on Disney Channel. Yeah, Star Wars Resistance looks trash. It's just like, why are you using the same art style as Ruby? Like, using the same animation and art style as Ruby. It's very lazy. I mean, does anyone remember watching that that fan made TIE Fighter video, that animated TIE Fighter video, or anime TIE Fighter video? That looked amazing. That looked awesome. Like, I definitely would watch like that series, like from like the Empire's perspective, like an anime, like a Star Wars anime like that. That looked amazing. Star Wars Resistance looks like trash. Yeah, Teal and reading Wade's Captain America makes Wade look like the Nazi. Yeah, pretty much. Makes Wade look like an idiot. Considering, like, hearing all the stories about Wade, how he acts, how he used to act online on Twitter, how he currently acts on and says on Facebook, I'm freaking surprised by how he still has a job. I want to say, oh, it's Marvel, of course, but honestly, like, what kind of person would still hire Wade? He's not a credible writer anymore. Like, he's not the Mark Waid that did Flash and Kingdom Come and Legion of Superheroes. He's not. That Mark Waid is long gone. And like, hearing all the stories of him constantly acting out and all that, it's just like, why are you still? He's a loose cannon. Get rid of him. Was it Eric? Eric says Mark Waid is a distinguished elder statesman of the comic book industry. Yes, I agree with Moran. You put down the Kool-Aid. Distinguished elder statesman? No. Or considering how Marvel treats their distinguished elder statesmen within the comic book industry, Mark is getting off easy. Mark is actually still writing stuff. You know, where's Claremont? Where's where's an actual good X-Men series written by Claremont? I don't see that. He's way more I would argue Claremont is way more distinguished than Wade. Wade is Wade is known for Wade is primarily known for Kingdom Come. Like, and Claremont is known for reinvigorating the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, a huge series. Like, and what happens with Claremont? He's only just like dug up like once or twice a year. Like he did a wedding special for X-Men Gold. He didn't actually write the own wedding. It's just like that seems like kind of like a slap to the face. Like one of the characters that were getting married, I put that in quotes because they didn't in parentheses because they actually didn't get married. One of them, Kitty Pryde, he helped co-create. Why isn't he writing it? And then he's writing a Magneto one shot for X-Men Black. It's just like, and then there's a new Uncanny X-Men series. It's just like, you have all these other people that have worked on X-Men before. It's just like, why don't you give it to Claremont? If you actually cared about the X-Men, actually cared, you would give it to Claremont and Claremont could probably save it. Considering, like I said before, he reinvigorated the X-Men with Uncanny X-Men. That's the thing with Marvel. They don't think. They don't listen to the fans. Like, we have amazing ideas that they can use and they don't listen to us. Like that idea I just said, if you want another Uncanny X-Men series, give it to Claremont. He's not doing anything, so he has the time. No, Eric. Bad Eric. Gabby Rivera for X-Men. Get out of here. Don't 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 bring that shit here. Yet I would oh god. I would rather burn down Marvel than have Gabby Rivera write X-Men. They don't think they burned bridges with the guys who could have made Marvel good. Claremont, Shooter. Yeah, pretty much. Claremont is Claremont is just stuck in a dungeon. Shooter. I think from thinking back from like when Secret Empire was still a thing, Shooter is just massively disappointed with Marvel. That's the thing. Like even hearing like the good and the bad of Shooter, if Shooter was running Marvel like as the EIC again, he would actually get shit done. Like he did not put up with any nonsense. It was about the product and if it's sold. If the product didn't sold, canceled immediately. None of this dragging it out to where it only barely ships out 2,000 units. How about the preemptive strikes they've been launching at John Byrne? The thing is, I would like John Byrne to return, but he's burned so many bridges. That's the thing. I think Maranya would agree with me on that one. Burn, like I would want Byrne to come back for like to do another She-Hulk series because his Sensational She-Hulk is an amazing series. It is a great series. Absolutely love that series, and I would like Byrne to return and make She-Hulk awesome again. Make her actually this not only just like this beautiful character, but funny and amazing and great. But Byrne has burned too many bridges. So that whole like CB talking to him, he's probably just humoring Byrne or humoring anyone that wants Byrne to come back. Like Burn won't. I don't think it would. I think hell would freeze over if Burn returned. Burn and George Perez on Marvel books would be the best ever. Yep. Marvel's talking to him about relaunching X-Men Hidden Years, but the SJWs at Marvel ain't having it. Probably not. Wolfman and Perez on a Marvel. How about Wolfman and Perez on another Teen Titans? Like I would kill for Wolfman and Perez to get back on another Teen Titans series, and the actual original lineup. And none of this new 52 rebirth, and the current one either. The actual, Dick Grayson, Starfire, Donna Troy, Roy, no, Roy wasn't, Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, all them, like the new Teen Titans era, that Wolfman and Perez did. Get that back together. You missed the old days, Mariah. Yeah, I know you and Eric, yeah, you definitely missed the old days. Having read a lot of like older Marvel and DC, I can understand. There was actual quality in the books. Uh they were written well. The art for the majority is better than most stuff that's coming out, and it's sold and it got people wanting more. Nowadays it's will relaunch constantly. Yep, seriously, yeah, Damien's Titans team are randos he found off the internet. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like I'm going to get a random and I don't like the fact that Damien's just another Damien has gone back to being a dark edge boy again. It's like you had all this development with in Batman and Robin, then in Super Sons, and then the Rebirth Teen Titans team, and then now he's back to being I'm just gonna kill everyone. Like I take shit from no one. I'm gonna kill everyone. It's like you've gone back. He's an edge boy again. He's an edgy boy. Let's see. How about Wolfman and Perez on Crisis on Infinite Marvel? If that fixes Marvel, go for it. Like yeah, if if we get Wolfman and Perez on Crisis on Infinite Marvels and it fixes Marvel, definitely 100% go for it. I would buy that. And it's written by Wolfman and it's be drawn by Perez, so it will actually be a good looking and good written book. To heal him says Damien needs someone to bring him back to his good moral center in these Teen Titans. Yes. I mean that's why you should have had like Superboy in the Teen Titans. He's essentially pretty he's the they're just like their parents. Like they work well with each other and Super is always the moral center. Superman or Superboy. And they work well and they reflect off each other. It's like no, they're Teen Titans, and this Teen Titan needs to be dark and edgy, like the upcoming TV show. Uh, Mariah says Layden is a triple threat. Actually, he can pencil, ink, and he also co-plotted a lot of the Iron Man stories he worked on. They need someone like that at Marvel again. Don't think I've read anything from Layton. I might have to try and find some stuff, but if he is that good, yes. I mean, pretty much you can name any like any of like the classic big writers, artists, whatever that used to work in DC and Marvel that don't work currently. You can name any of them and they could probably fix Marvel essentially. It's like, I mean, look, like who do we have that's recognizable at Marvel now? Charles Soule, like his Daredevil is like probably the best thing there. Actually, a good series, but like who else? Like you want to say Jason Aaron? He's a mixed bag. Thor, I dropped. Avengers was okay. Avengers was okay, but it didn't warrant me needing to continue it, so I dropped it. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Iron Man Omnibus covering 115 to 156. Start there. Will do. I definitely need to pick up some omnibuses. The problem is they're like $125 here. So the thing is, I do have the money to get them. It's just I don't want to spend that much. It's an internal struggle and paradox. Because there's a lot of the comic book store I go to has a lot of omnibuses that I absolutely want to pick up. The main one being Claremont's run of Uncanny X-Men. 100% I need to pick that up. I need to read it. Everything I hear of Claremont is like, pick it up, read it, and it's just like, I will one day. I need to warrant myself to a point where it's just like I have enough money. It won't matter if I spend 125, if I take 125 out and spend it on an omnibus. Maybe this week I'm getting a lot of money this week, but on next week. So fingers crossed. If you see me on Twitter with all my comic book buys and I have the Uncanny X-Men omnibus there, you'll know I've done it. Let's see. Yep. Eric says it's worth it for the price of 33 shitty new Marvel comics. You can get 40 great issues of them. Okay, I'll have to check if they have it or if like any other store across Australia or even Book Depository has it as well. Book Depository is usually a bit cheaper and it's free shipping. I just have to wait like about a week or so. Smaxo says dark and edgy with randos. Lobo's daughter defeating the purpose for Lobo being the last, and another assassin from Damien's. Yeah, that really does defeat the point of. I never actually thought of that. Yeah, him, Lobo being the last of his race, of his species. It defeats the point if he has a daughter. Like I don't know. The current Teen Titans. It's just I don't know. I might drop that. It's okay, but I don't like it being edge lords. It's like we are edge lords, the team, essentially, and they don't particularly focus a lot on these new characters. You know, like Roundhouse, Jin, Lobo, and Crush. They don't particularly focus a lot. And it's more about the three characters we already know of: Robin, Red Arrow, and Kid Flash. Is like I know enough about them already. Give me the other characters. Tehillim says, I'd like to see Den Durga come into Teen Titans to be Damien's help to become his moral center figure. Who's Den Durga? He sounds familiar. Was he one in the Rebirth run? Because the Den Durga sounds familiar. What am I saying? I have Google here. I could probably search that up. I can't find anything there, but okay. Hey, what's up, Nice? What's up, Nightwolf? Thank you for coming. At last I've arrived to troll Lost Chris stream. The shoe is on the oh no. The tables have turned. Den Durga is from Robin. Oh yes. Oh damn, I keep forgetting about that series. I did like that series, Robin, Son of Batman. That's when he first gets Goliath, that his giant freaking bat monster, hulking bat monster. Yeah, I'll have to reread that Den Durga. I can't remember Den Durga, but I did like that series. It was actually a pretty good series. Let's see. At least Slobo from the old Young Justice books made sense since he's just an incomplete regenerated Lobo. Yeah. As long as he's not New 52 Lobo, that's all right. We don't talk about New 52 freaking Twilight Twink Lobo. Thank you, Nightwolf. Yes, congrats on 100, bro. Yes. I'm getting up in there in the world, aren't I? Especially with my new Ozchris Eats the Universe videos. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm now becoming a lifestyle channel, much like Marvel Comics. So expect me to have like few food tutorials that I've named after Marvel characters, which really don't have anything to do with those characters. Like that Iceman chilled water. It was just water with ice. What did it have to do with Iceman? Not much, really. Next week, I'll be making Human Torch scrambled eggs. Try to find out how it has anything to do with Human Torch. Let's see. Tealum said, I really like his character. He would be about Damien's age, and he didn't want to be evil like his father. Oh yes, that was in yes, Max, I remember that. That was in Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corp. Yeah, when everyone's trapped by La Fleas and Brainiac, or a Brainiac robot. Uh, yeah, pretty much it's just there. Hal, like guy is holding it, and then Hal takes it from him, and it's just like you don't want to drop that one, and then he just disappears, which is good. No one cared about the new 52 Lobo. It was such a dumb thing. He's just like, oh, I he is the true Lobo. That other Lobo, the more iconic one, the big biker dude that smokes a lot. Oh, he's just a fake. Let's see. Iceman Shield Water not having anything to do with Iceman the character. You are channeling the Marvel comics, as that's exactly what's happening in the book. Iceman there is not the real Iceman. Exactly. After what Bendis deciding, just hey, Iceman is just gay for no reason at all. And just Iceman doesn't act like Iceman now. He's a very like almost offensive gay stereotype douchebag. It's like for someone like for Cena Grace, like for someone who is also gay, he must really hate other gays because Iceman doesn't come off as like likable at in any point. Marvel selling Iceman is like selling ice to the Eskimos. Yes, I I love the fact that on for the cover for the new Iceman series it says first issue in a cool new era is just like no one cares. No one cares. Yes, Nightwolf, the new 52. The memories. Like while it was the majority was bad, there were actually some good titles in the new 52. It was just a shame that like they had to change a lot. Hulk and Gamora mixed greens. Yeah. Yes, yes, thank you, Eric. Yes, after the Human Torch scrambled eggs, I'm gonna make Hulk and Gamora actually some peas. I'm just gonna dump them into like a pan or whatever, and just like they're done and they're green like Hulk and get it? Do you get it? They don't look anything like the character, but do you get it? Pretty much. Let's see. Actually, like Demon Knights and JLA, where Booster Gold leads the Justice League. I never read the JLA. I did read Demon Knights. That was by Paul Cornell, if I remember correctly. I did like reading. I did like Demon Knights, but I didn't read JLI. I know that one got cancelled, and it helped tie into which would become Convergence, that event. See, second time's a charm with the new Iceman ride. It's not like he's going to fail again. Well, it's a mini series, so it ends. That's a good thing. I mean, it's going to fail anyway, but it's a mini series, so it, think like Marvel, you know, of no, regardless of all the shit that we give Marvel, at least recently they're actually making some intellectual ideas, some intelligent ideas of just having series as minis instead of doing it as an ongoing. And then when it eventually fails, because most of them do anyway, they don't come up with the excuse, we always intended it to be a mini series or we wanted it to be limited. It's like if you wanted it to be a mini series, solicit as a mini series, not as an ongoing. Like that should be something any DC, Marvel, whatever. If they if they want to give a character the spotlight, test the waters with a mini series, and then if it has a huge response to it, then you can make the ongoing or do it with a story arc as well. I mean, look at Brian Edward Hill's run on Detective Comics. That was pretty much to see if people liked his run on Detective Comics and if they would like him to, if they would like an Outsiders series. Sure enough, he got a lot of positive responses for it. Even I definitely liked his run on Detective Comics. And now look what's coming out in December, a Batman and the Outsiders series again. So that's how you do it. You test the waters, then you make, then if it works, you give them the ongoing series. You don't go straight for it. It's like no one wanted an America series. No one wanted an Iceman ongoing series. No one wanted a an Unstoppable Wasp series, or even though that kind of tested the waters when she was introduced in Avengers. Let's see. Iceman didn't fail the first time. We just didn't know what we wanted. We just didn't know we wanted it yet. No, Eric. No one wanted Iceman. Terrible series. Should burn in hell. I would say Smaxo says, then again, I'm a huge Booster Gold fan, so any book with Booster is good with me, except that one story Tom King. Yeah, Tom King does not know how to write Booster Gold. Like, considering at the same time you had the last story for Action Comics of Jurgens' Action Comics of just Booster Gold preventing Superman from messing with time, and you had King with that last story before going into the wedding, in parentheses, the wedding, just Booster Gold is like, oh, I changed time because it's a present. And it's just like that. Booster would not do that. Young Booster, yes, but Booster Gold as we know him now would never do that. And there's a huge, huge misdirection, a huge, how would I say, I just King didn't know how to write Booster Gold in that situation, and it was very clear he only wrote Booster like that because of the upcoming Heroes in Crisis. He didn't think of another way for Booster to be in that series, to be a main character in that series. So he wrote him out of character, essentially. Let's see. Smack says, I actually like the pre-Flashpoint Outsiders where it's Batman's Black Ops team. Well, I think this is what a Hills series will be. It's going to do that again, as essentially uh he's going to have Signal or Cassandra Cain, Katana, and Black Lightning essentially be a Black Ops team to investigate, do secret missions and all that. Let's see. Speak for yourself. I can't wait for the new Wasp series. Jesus Christ, Eric. uh, like no one likes Unstoppable Wasp. She's not an interesting character. Maybe Tom King will kill off his big bad version of Booster Gold. Yes, hopefully kill that. That is not Booster Gold. Uh, Aranya says the disconnect between Booster's betrayal in Superman and Batman is telling. It shows the writers aren't collaborating on shared universes as much as they wanted to. Yes, exactly. Obviously, no, they weren't collaborating, and because King King was getting a lot of tension because of the wedding, it's obviously they cared more about what King was doing than what Jurgens was doing. No, you're not, Smack. So you're not the only one that remembers Hank Pym as the Wasp. Probably that's why he hit Janet. Is like, screw you, I want to be the Wasp. Chelsea Cain is in the new Outsiders book. Cool. No, not Chelsea Cain. Cassandra Cain. No. Yeah, after having her series cancelled before it even released, Chelsea Cain became an actual comic book character in DC. Okay, so it's pretty much done with the comic sides of the thing. Let's go into the AMA. So ask me anything and I'll try and answer it. Anything you want. Can be about comics, could be about life in general. Go ahead, fire away. Let's see, wasn't he the Wasp? Uh, I don't know. Was Hank the Wasp in or around Slot's run in Mighty Avengers? I don't know. It's Slot. Who cares? Okay. Tahila asks, "What anime and manga are you reading and watching?" Anime. I haven't been watching a lot of anime. I just been reading a lot of manga. Manga. I have been reading One Piece, Food Wars, Gundam Thunderbolt. What else? Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone. I just started. I'll get my review on that out later. And Naruto. Those are the main five I'm reading at the moment. Anime I haven't been watching a lot. I need to catch up on the My Hero Academia anime one time. So asks, what's the terminal velocity of an unladen swallow? Smaxo, what do you mean? Do you mean a European swallow or Eric asks, what is the meaning of life? 42. That is the meaning of life, Eric. 42. You know, Smaxo said in Africa, just seriously, like the terminal velocity of an unladen swallow is it an African swallow or a European swallow? Uh, Tahila asks, how far in Naruto have you started reading the manga for Boruto? I have not started Boruto yet. I'm still in the very early stages of Naruto. For Naruto, to get to the point where I'm in Naruto at the moment, is Orochimaru has attacked the Hidden Leaf Village, and The fourth Hokage has died. That's where I'm at. So if I would use the 3-in-1 volumes, I'm at the fifth one. I'm like the first. I'm that first huge chunk. Let's see. Nightwolf asks, "How many things can you kill in Australia?" Um, do you mean how many things can kill me in Australia? Because I can tell you everything. Everything can kill me in Australia. You might think I'm nice and safe in this house. No, I am not. I am in extreme danger because anything in here can kill me. But how many things can. Yes, how many things can kill you in Australia? Everything. Everything can kill me. The animals, the plants, the people. The people are the worst. Never trust people. That's my life lesson to you. Don't trust anyone. Trust yourself. Lone wolf forever. Boruto, don't you mean Naruto the next generation? Naruto, don't you Naruto, don't you mean Boruto's dad? Yeah, the air will kill you. Yes, yes, unsold stacks of Marvel comics could fall on you. Yes, it's very dangerous. Like I could just I could just go out for just the leisurely walk, and then all of a sudden I'm trampled to death by Iceman comics. It's a tough life in Australia. Anything could happen. Just I could just go out for a drink. Then all of a sudden, an issue of America has slit my throat. There's the unsold stacks of Marvel are completely dangerous. I think my LCS has like some issues of America. The first issue, number one, available, just very discounted. I should buy that and then just rip it up. It's only like $2. I'd rather read a comic about Iceman from Top Gun. Yes, I would read one about Goose as well. But unfortunately, he died, so we can't have that, can we? Bushland Adventure is a documentary. Yes. And yes, Nightwolf, even the prices in Australia can kill you. Yes. Freaking $7.25 for a standard Marvel book. Come on. I have to pay $7.25 for like a $3.99 book because of GST. My store that I go to, they used to sell everything by American pricing. So if it was $3.99 American, it was $3.99 Australia. And then the GST had to ruin everything. Now I have to pay these huge prices for manga now, for comic books. And manga's still alright. For the price of two Marvel books, I can get one volume of a decent, good quality manga. But there won't be any Americas in that stack. Everybody bought America because yes, Gabby Rivera is a Gabby Award winning writer. Yes, Eric. Of course. Yes, Max. Yes, Max. $7 reduce for low quality, 22 sheets of toilet paper. Yes, essentially, pretty much. It's like, especially when like next week is like the kind of unofficial start. Well, kind of the first start for Marguerite Bennett on like the Power Ranger comics. They're having this one shot called Go Go Power Rangers Back to School, and I don't know how much it's normally in the States, but it's almost $13. So that better be worth $13 if I read it. It's ridiculous the prices we have to pay here. And no offense to everyone in the States. I see a lot of people in the States complaining like, oh damn, they're raising the prices to $3.99. Jesus Christ. God, I can't afford all these comics. It's just like you don't have anything to really complain about. If I converted the prices back to American, I'm still paying more than you. So you can't really complain about the prices rising there because we pay more here in if I converted it back to American pricing. They don't name awards after bad writers. Hey, Eric, it's not named after Gabby. It's just a huge coincidence. Nightwolf says, am I the only one who wants a Crocodile Hunter adventure but starring Chris? Probably. I could do that, but I'd be hunting other things. I have two. Is like, do you want like, okay, so I'm gonna be like Marvel at this point. I'm just gonna constantly relaunch my channel and not improve on anything. First it was comic books and manga and all that. Now it's a lifestyle brand. Now it's going to be a documentary about hunting crocodiles. I'm exactly like Marvel now. Relaunch and not fix anything. Let's see. Back to school. The Power Rangers got held back again, but this is Go Go Power Rangers. So this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in their early days of like when they're still in high school. So yeah, $3.99 must be nice to me in American. I have to pay like, oh, geez, really? I assume that's a lot. Let's see. Everything in Australia can kill you. Presented by Oscars. Yes, that would just be that that would just be like one episode of if I changed my channel to that to be like a crocodile hunter. It's like g'day, welcome to Crocodile Hunter Chris's channel where I teach you what can kill you. Everything can kill you. That's it for this video. I won't see you next time because that is all. $15, Jesus Christ. That sucks. I know. Oh God. Wait, crazy idea. Do comic hunting like a croc. So you want me to dress up like Steve Irwin and then just visit comic book stores looking for like certain issues. It's like, oh, be like, it's like, it's like, g'day everyone. We're looking for a very mysterious comic. It is very rare. It is called a top quality Marvel book. Oh, this is going to be quite an adventure and hunt, people. I've never seen a top quality Marvel book recently, so we're really going to have to dig deep. It was 11 before GST sucks. GST is terrible. I loved paying American pricing for all the comics and all the trades. It's like a 15.99 trade. 14.99 trade is like over $20 here. It's like, please come on. You'd be on the air longer than the Simpsons looking for one of those. uh, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that would kill me too. Yes, trying to look for a top quality Marvel book in 2018, or even better, let's see, I had it in my head. I had a good idea, but hmm, or like trying to find an issue of America that isn't terrible. That would be one I'd be looking for. Maranya says, "Man, I miss the days when we complained about comic prices going from 135 to 165, and from there to $2 an issue. But you got quality books for that price too, which I also miss." Yes, I'm pretty sure everyone misses that. Prices were better, but it didn't decrease the quality. There was still quality books at the prices. What I would give to spend $1.35 on like a Marvel book, like for the most part, $3.99 is not worth it. Marvel or sometimes even DC, it's not worth it. You know, although to be fair, I wouldn't continue spending $1.35 on Bendis. It's not worth it. It's done with Bendis. I'm not touching anything that he does till they put back some quality writers on Superman and Action Comics. Not touching those series. I'm done. Eric saying, "What? America was the standard bearer of all that is good at current Marvel." Oh, I didn't really help my argument there. You know, remember? I don't know, Maranya and Eric. You would probably remember. Like, remember? It's all I would still hear. Around 30,000 units shipped would be considered the lowest that Marvel would be selling. Something like Comic-Con. If Comic-Con reported that something that a title just only managed to ship 30,000 units, that would be considered low. That would be like, you know, if Jim Shooter was there, he'd be like, "What the hell happened here? Why are you producing shit?" Like, am I right in that assumption? Like, everything used to sell out huge, over anything over 30,000 units shipped is great. But nowadays, only number ones can get close to 30,000. Oh shit, 65K per month was when they actually threatened. Jesus Christ, could you imagine Marvel trying to get that 65? And pick any Marvel book now. See them try to get 65K per month. Jesus Christ. Like, X-Men used to be the top selling series at Marvel. Look at X-Men now. Constantly cancelled or constantly terrible. X-Men now would never get anything past 65K unless probably if you got both Claremont and John Byrne doing Uncanny X-Men. I would believe if you had Claremont and Byrne back together on Uncanny X-Men that you would probably get those numbers again. Maybe. And freaking yeah, Dark Horse sold 50,000 copies an issue. Jesus, these are numbers, people. Like, Marvel, look at your past. Look how much you used to ship and sell. Now look at how much you do now. It's your numbers are terrible, and you keep these series going. Like Unstoppable Wasp and Iceman, before they were cancelled, they were selling and shipping under 2,500 units. That is beyond terrible. Like, nowadays, cancellations would be your like the threat of cancellations would be 10K below. But for some stupid reason, Marvel kept these series alive at under 2,500. Like that's absolutely terrible. Smaxo says, I miss when we still got local publishers in Malaysia. Used to get Dragon Ball, Detective Conan, etc. for under $5. Sure, the translation quality is all over the place, but hey, cheap manga. I mean, they translated it from Japanese to Chinese first, and then from Chinese to yeah. That's that 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 gets a bit iffy. Yeah, when you go translate from one language to another, and then you translate the language that just got translated into a different one. Of course, because it's not going to be perfect. But yeah, like, yeah, gee, I can't believe that, Mariah. 65K per month was like the threat of cancellation. Like, Jesus Christ, like Marvel in the day sold heaps. Like, Marvel would not exist without that past, and they don't respect the past. It's all about quantity over quality, politics over storytelling. Eric says, speaking of manga, did you ever read Great Teacher Onizuka? No, I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I've read it. I'm just gonna have a look at that. Great Teacher Onizuka. GTO. I do remember there was a couple of TV series about it. They had some live action TV series. Okay, it's a shonen manga. I have heard of this. I'll try and see if I can find some copies. Yes, there was an anime, and there was two live action series. I think I saw one of them, maybe. I know one was on Crunchyroll. I don't know about the other one. Well, there was one in 1998 and there was another in 2014. GTO is awesome. Seriously, check it out. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'll have to add Great Teacher Onizuka to my buy list, to my purchasing list. Moroni says that was Shooter's Day. He was a hardliner when it comes to sales. You didn't sell even if it was a great book. Boom, gone. Exactly. That's why we need Shooter again in current Marvel. If Shooter, if Shooter is still in the right mindset of like those of the days that he used to be, the EIC, he would fix everything. I think he would. I'd believe Shooter would just go in there, absolutely clean house. He would not give a damn what CB or Sana Amanat would think or say. He would be about the money, the sales, and he would also be about what the people want. You know, because if the people want it, we'll get money that will increase the sales, and that works for everyone. The people get what they want, we get what we want. It's it's the circle of life to business. And from what I hear of Shooter, he absolutely understood it. Sure, he was a bit of a tyrant at times, but he knew how the business worked. That's why Marvel should have if if Disney actually used their brains and just looked at Marvel and realized it's a dying ship, something's happening, but we still need to keep it alive. You could just bring Shooter back. Let's see. It's weird when Japan do live action TV series of their anime. And remember the live action case closed Detective Conan? Uh, hmm. Actually, no, I didn't hear about that. Sometimes the live action TV shows actually good. Sometimes they deviate a lot. Like the Hana Kimi, the first 27 the no 2017, the 2007 live action series is my absolute favorite, but they did deviate from the source material in parts. but it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the show. I absolutely loved the 2007 Hanakimi show. And for Smaxo and Nightwolf, a lot of people that at the time or would be in the future were in Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and all that. Like one of the main characters played Kamen Rider Kabuto. One of the guys would play the future Space Sheriff Gavan. There's guys from Goonja and several other Kamen Rider or Super Sentai series. So pretty much there's a huge alumni of Tokusatsu actors, past, present, and then later on into the future in the 2007 Hanakimi series. So that's why I also enjoyed it, because it's like, oh, I know that actor, I know that one, I know that one. He was in that series and all that. Eric says, money used to matter to Marvel. Shooter wouldn't last a week at 2018. Probably, unless he went in there. Hardline did not give a shit what anyone thinks. Because the thing is, with Disney wants to make money. Why do you think they're just constantly shooting out Star Wars and Marvel films? Because, well, at least with Marvel films, they know it gets them money. Hence why they constantly spit them out. As much as we don't want them to constantly spit it out, they know it gets them money. That's why they do it. So if they went in with that mindset, and if they knew Shooter would do it, they would give him some leeway. What's Smacks? Hell, Shooter would have kept the talents happy and still produced good books, and would have asked folks not to anger their source of income. Pretty much, yeah. Nightwolf players. Shooter made sure the canon lined up too. And then Smacks says, Shooter would last, the talent wouldn't last a day and probably threaten to walk out. Probably. Like he like, yeah, Shooter cared about the sales and what the people wanted. He doesn't care about your feelings. It's like, oh, boo-hoo, someone said a meanie to you on the internet. I don't care. Get me those pages of Iceman done. Let me look at those pages. This is terrible. Why'd you give me this? This won't sell. The people don't want this. Why, Cena Grace? Why are you hired? I would assume Shooter would work. That's how it would work. Like if Shooter just like Eric, there does seem a possibility that Shooter wouldn't last in 2018 Marvel, but if he went in there like slightly gung ho, it could probably. Let's see. At this point, even Disney is more interested in indoctrinating the next generation. They've made their money. I'm not entirely sure I'm joking about this. Maybe, yeah. I can see your point there. But do remember they also spent a lot of money to get more IPs, to get more, like, especially more Marvel series. They spent a lot of money, and from what it seems like, they want more. So they're going to spend more money, and then they're going to realize, oh shit, we need to make money because we spent it all. And if his tenure at Valiant is any indication, Shooter would have had senior guys help out the newer guys. So maybe, just maybe, we don't get shit art. Yes, we wouldn't get shit ideas either. Like, remember when Shooter, someone asked Shooter about a Secret Empire, and it's just like, if Kirby and Simon were still alive, they would be rolling in it. Oh no, he said he said Kirby and Simon would be rolling in their graves if they knew what was happening to Captain America and Secret Empire. He was not a huge fan of Spencer's Secret Empire. And well, yeah, that's essentially, yeah, like you said, Smaxo, at his tenure at Valiant, Shooter would had senior guys help out the new guys. Like, Marvel brings in this new talent. I put in quotation marks, talent, and a lot of the stuff they bring in is terrible because they don't The huge majority don't know how to write or how to draw. Train them up first. Actually get someone to help and train them. Let's see. Eric says Disney is going to make money either way, but after Last Jedi did 70 million less than The Force Awakens, you would think Disney would listen to the fans. You would think, but for some reason Disney's not listening. As soon as they start to lose probably more than 700 million, they're going to realize they're messing up. You would hope they would realize. For Disney, it's all about the money. And if they... Let's see. Instead of doubling down, giving us Solo and promising an even more perfect Rey. They're gonna marry Sue Rey even more. Jesus Christ. Well, Solo didn't do well either, to be fair, because there was the active boycott of Solo. So Disney needs to reveal how bankrupt they are. Yep. Nightwolf, speaking of Spencer, I bought issue 4 of his ASM comic. I'm hoping it's fun. Surprisingly, regardless of all the damage he's done to Captain America, Spencer actually does do a good ASM run. I'm gonna continue it. I agree with Smaxo. It's good so far. Well, from what I've said, it's at least in capable hands. It's not in safe hands. We've only had a first story arc with Spencer. It's in capable hands at the most part, but I will say I've been liking it more than Slott. Slott is just... But hey, we'll never see Shooter back in Marvel, not after Marvel screwed Shooter over that plasma debacle. Probably not. Yeah, that's the thing, like all these big name creators that Marvel used to have, a lot of them won't return. Because most of the time it's either Marvel has burned bridges with them or they've burned bridges with Marvel. That's the problem. That's my point. Captain Marvel already proclaimed as the face of the MCU going forward. It's time to shape it. Ugh. Jesus Christ. It does seem like it, but I don't know. There has to be not kind of the thing is nothing lasts forever. So there will be a point where they realize they're messing up. Will we see it right now? No, we will never see it right now. This is something that will take ages. Let's see. There's at least there's no Sloctopus shilling. Hell, Boomerang's been low key in Spencer's ASM run. Yep. Moran, you're saying you like Spence over Slott is saying you prefer warm tap water over swamp water. Slight improvement, but it's not great. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a slight improvement, but it's not great. It's been good so far, but nothing on like huge high quality. I'm not gonna get on my knees, bow to him, and call all proclaim Nick Spencer the savior of Spider-Man. Like I'm not gonna do that, but I will acknowledge that I do like what he's done so far with ASM. No one likes Carol that much. No one likes Carol that much. Not even the current herself is just like, oh yeah, I just imagined myself as Captain Marvel. Bring back Roger Stern. Eric says, bring back Roger Stern. Smaxer, yep. He's on notice. Sure, he got Pete and MJ back together, but we got stung over Tom King yanking edge. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm still gonna be cautious on that. Pete and MJ being back together. They haven't completely got rid of One More Day yet, but and it's Marvel. Anything could happen. It could just be they could be like, "Ha, tricked you." Hell, bring back Howard Mackie. Essentially, like Eric, you could name any past writer, artist, whatever at Marvel, and they would do a hell lot of a better job than the current writers. Because to me, there's only one Captain Marvel, and he's at DC. Yes, Billy Batson, Shazam, the real Captain Marvel. The movie looks interesting, but it's the DC extended universe, so there's the huge possibility it's just going to be garbage. Let's see. Yep, no one likes Carol that much. Even then, she's not. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Marvel, Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel is just not. She's not interesting at all. She's a terrible character, and just I don't know. Marvel trying to make her like the new face is just like, well, if you want her to be the face, you want her to at least be interesting and likable. She is neither of those things currently. So good luck with that. Try as you will, but it's gonna fail. Oh no, let's see. Did anyone else have any any more questions they need answers to? Answered a few already. Any more I can possibly help? Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Nightwolf. I'll give Nick a 3-strike policy with Spider-Man. If he can keep me interested, I'll give him credit. Yep, pretty much. Like what I would hope for is for Nick Spencer to go back and fix everything that he's did to Captain America. Uh, Hell, Carol was only interesting when she got her powers taken by Rogue. Eric asks, "Is it too much to ask the new face of the MCU to mix in a smile now and again?" Yeah, I know. Like, I know Brie Larson can smile, but as Captain Marvel, as Carol Danvers, like, do you not know how to smile? Are you just very sad and depressed all the time? I mean, that's how we usually feel about Carol Danvers in the comics anyway. You don't have to reflect our feelings of Carol onto your version. Let's see. Maranya asks, "What is your cutoff point for a book where you say no more to it?" Um, Pretty much, if my cutoff my cutoff point for a book, it used to be for me. It used to be the end of the story. If the story was not interesting, it was not engaging, I didn't like it, or the writing was just really bad. After that first story arc, I just I just give up. It's like I'm not picking it up anymore. You you didn't sell me on it, so I'm not going to continue with the series. However, now with like Bendis' stuff, my cutoff point is that if it's not interesting at all, goodbye. If it's constantly mixed and just has a lot of problems, has random filler in the second issue, and it's just meh, goodbye. I want a good, interesting story. I want a story with likable characters, with likable, interesting, fun characters. A good story that I would 100% recommend to anyone. Like Justice League, the current Justice League series. That is lots of fun. It's a good story. It's a good series, and it's engaging. It keeps me wanting more. Uh, I wouldn't say there's a single like absolute terrible part of it. That's what I would want from a series, and a lot of these writers don't understand that. No, Tom Holland has a better caboose than Brie. Yep, pretty much. That's very sad. It's very sad. Captain Marvel is just going to be a train wreck. I can already see it. And from like all I've heard about her, she's going to be like oh she's going to be super powerful and everything. It's just like this isn't going to be good. Like they're going to introduce her again in Avengers 4 and she's probably going to be the one to take out Thanos. Just I don't know. It just but yeah, but nowadays with comics it's I'm just going to go with the simple if your first issue can hook me in um if your first yeah, if your first issue can hook me in, I'll continue buying it. We'll see where it goes from there. If there's then suddenly a huge drop in quality, terrible writing, etc., I'm not going to pick it up anymore. It's as simple as that. I don't. From now, it's I don't want to waste my money anymore. Name one Captain Marvel villain. Pro tip: you can't. Actually, I can. Let's see. Name one Captain Marvel villain. Pro tip: you can't. Ooh, fuck. That actually is. He actually got me there. I had a good one for that, and now I missed it. Really, Eric? I'm going to review Captain Marvel, but I'm going to say I'm a woman, so Brie Larson will care about what I say. Sure. Like I remember something like Brie Larson saying like, "Oh, some some guy at the airport asked for my number. Oh God, how dare he? Oh, the patriarchy or something like that." It's like you're an you're a slightly attractive actress. He thought he had a chance and he went for it. I probably would have done something similar. It's not this huge gender thing or whatever. Oh no, a man asked you out. Oh God. Yes, there, Eric. Eric got it. Yes, the patriarchy. Yes, that is one Captain Marvel villain. That's what I was going to go for, Eric. Yeah, you definitely. Thank you. You got it. Maranya says, if I were Scarlett Johansson, I would protest because if the women's must save the universe, it should be Black Widow. Widow's earned it. Well, Black Widow's the only actual interesting, like, no female character there. And she's the one that doesn't have any superpowers whatsoever. Although to be fair, like I know a lot of people are just like, when's Black Widow gonna get a movie? It's just like, I don't know, I can't really see a Black Widow solo film. Smacks is saying, we all know Flash Gordon's savior of the universe. It says so in his theme. Yes. But no, Captain Marvel is just going to be a train wreck. Like, I don't think it's going to be good. It's just, and the fact they just want to skip over everything else about Carol Danvers and Miss Marvel and all that is very telling. Eric, no, No, that's a terrible decision. Not Kathleen Kennedy. Marvel should bring in Kathleen Kennedy to save the MCU like she did at the start. No. Yes, I agree with Maranya. Eric, go to the naughty corner. Now, we do not speak of heresy here. That is an absolute, that's a worse decision. Next, you're gonna say Gabby Rivera should write the Black Widow film. Smaxo asks, didn't they had plans of a Black Widow film written by Solid Snake? Um, I didn't know that, but that probably would have been interesting. Solid Snake writing a film. Nightwolf said, yeah, I'm probably skipping the Captain Marvel movie. I'm just not interested. Yeah, pretty much. Uh, that's the same. Like, I didn't bother with Black Panther or Ant-Man and the Wasp. Avengers Infinity War was the only one I went to go to see. Um, the Deadpool 2, if you technically count that as a Marvel film, that's because it's Deadpool, and that's at least actually entertaining. Oh, what do I? No, I don't want to go to the naughty corner. But why not? Gabby Rivera is a national treasure. She should be writing everything. I want an Avengers series by Gabby Rivera. I want a Thor by Gabby Rivera. Hell, you know what? I want an Iron Man written by Gabby Rivera. What do you think of that? Yeah, you finally saw Infinity War. Yeah, I did. I liked Infinity War. Yes, Eric. Putting everyone in the naughty corner. Anyone got a deck of cards? Oh god. Like with them with Marvel. That was that's a good one, Smaxo. Nicolas Cage is a national treasure. Not the bees. Oh, Jesus Christ. I really want to just uh now I just want to watch Wicker Man just for that scene again. Like, not the bees. Oh, oh no, not I don't get any snickerdoodles. Damn it. No, but I was saying, Jesus Christ, like hopefully there's that one intelligent thought in Marvel to just not bring back America and to have Gabby Rivera write again. I mean, we already got Jeremy Whitley writing Unstoppable Wasp again. We've already got Cena Grace writing Iceman again. What we don't need is the trifecta of Gabby Rivera writing America again. Oh God, no. That would be terrible. I think I would die. Don't get me started on the thought of Cage being Superman, us losing Henry Cavill. That still boggles up my mind that anyone would look at Nicolas Cage and think, huh. Oh, I've seen Face Off, Smack. So I want to I want to take his face off. His face off. No, Eric, we don't. No one wants Gabby back on America. I don't care. It would be fun to roast, but do we really want it back? Do we really? Why would we? We suffer enough. of the current titles that are coming out in Marvel. You don't need to add more. It's time to stop. Nicolas Cage can be Superman, Shade Superman, aka Eradicator, or he could be this. He could be the skinny, lanky Superman from Flashpoint. Antos is 100% for Nicolas Cage being. Are we talking about? Are we talking about Heather? Heather Heather make my milkshake Antos herself, or are we talking about a different Antos? Because oh my god, is that one of the that would be one of the stupidest things she's ever said. Nicolas Cage for being super. Why? No, that is a terrible idea. Please do not do it. You know you'd watch it. So it was the oh god. So it was Heather Antos. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Look, remember when she said remember when she left Marvel to be an editor in chief for a gaming sport betting site and she said it was her dream job? Well, apparently she left it and she wants to get back into comics. Wow, she's um uh maybe if Tahilum knows sports, she's the Jared Hayne of jobs. For anyone who doesn't know who Jared Hayne is, he is an Australian sportsman who constantly changed his dream job. His first dream job was to play NFL in the States. Then when he didn't make it, he said his dream job was to play for the Fiji team in rugby union. And now he didn't make that. He's now back in Australia playing sports, and he's as terrible as ever. Eric asks, how about if she does Australia? No, she'd probably write Australia Sanchez, given how Gabby writes, would just be a terrible Melbourne hipster. Would you agree on that, Tahila? Would Australia Sanchez would just be like a Melbourne hipster? Yes, I agree with you, Nightwolf. Go to your room, Heather. Grounded for grounded for life. The only thing I would accept, like Cage being Superman, is if it was a joke, just like a parody, not like a legitimate film. She can't even write Mexico Sanchez. She doesn't know how to write in general. She wrote one young adult book that no one is even heard of, and then she got a job at Marvel. She's a terrible writer. No Gabby. Why are you trying to hold back the Hemingway's talent that is Gabby? Because she's terrible, Eric. She's a terrible writer. Jesus Christ. I would rather have Mark Wade write America than Gabby Rivera. That's how terrible she is. Send Heather Antos to Ayers Rock. Let her survive on her own without native help. She'd probably be like, "Excuse me, where can I get a milkshake? I'll do it myself because I don't need the patriarchy." Tehilima says, I wouldn't care if Mark Wade turned America Chavez into a Nazi. Jesus Christ. Yes, Max. So the only time you should put Hemingway and Gabby in the same sentence is if the word beats is in between them. uh, yeah. Yep. Tehillim says it suits her character. Well, yeah, she did beat up Hitler, a Nazi, and a lot of the people that say that do this punch Nazi stuff and whatever seem to act like a lot like them. But anyway, we've been going for about 2 hours. I don't want to drag it along. I'd try to keep it around 2 hours ish. So thank you everyone for joining in on this happy 100 subscribers stream and AMA. Definitely had a fun time making fun of America, Iceman, talking about some actual interesting, possibly comics coming out in December, and answering all of life's questions for you. So thank you very much to everyone, all the subscribers, to everyone for this. You're all amazing. Definitely. And I hope to count on your support in the future when I become a lifestyle brand channel. Oh, no, wait, shit. No. Nightwolf wants me to be a crocodile hunter, but for comics. Okay. I'm going to have to relaunch again. I'm going to up the prices. Okay. So it's now Oz Chris Comic Crocodile Hunter. The first episode will cost you $6.99. Okay, is that acceptable for all of you? $6.99, a very oversized issue. Yep. Let's see. Get next live stream. Get weaponized on and nerd. I'll have to see. I definitely want to get some other people onto a live stream one day. Talk about some stuff. Thank you, Maranya, and thank you, Nightwolf. Yes, and all of you take care. You too, Eric. Despite your jokes saying that Gabby is a treasure and we should give her every series. But thank you very much, everyone, and I will see you all next time.